Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I am the president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today so we can explain a little bit more about how we operate. And then after I go through a short presentation, we'll pass it over to Kyle to actually show how everything works on the back end. And then we'll close it up with Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager with 28 years of experience, how it all comes together to do loans in a traditional sense. So let me start off by sharing my screen here. And hopefully most of you have joined from this page and are familiar with it, but let me explain a little bit more about what we mean. We definitely come from a different outlook, a different type of background. Obviously, myself and Kyle, we come from more of a marketing and technology background, not a traditional banking background. So what we're all about here is unlimited free mortgage leads. So we're all about leads and our own software, proprietary mortgage software, which is our CRM, POS, LOS, all built together and powered by AI, which is obviously a lot of the new features that we have as well. So myself and Kyle come from a different background. We take a little bit of a different approach, and we have built many companies that operate based on lead generation at scale, spending millions of dollars, generating thousands of leads, and pushing them through a system that's basically a customized CRM to execute those leads and those sales. So this is something that we're very passionate about, and we do it a little bit differently. So first off, we are non-delegated correspondent. So that's the business model that fits us. Basically, we're here to help you guys scale your business. So everybody here knows what they're doing already. They already have their own niche and know how to build their business. We want to build on top of that. So we want to build a system that doesn't necessarily have to take away from what you guys are doing, but plug into exactly what you're doing and generate more from that. So whether that's adding our leads or your own leads, we want to make sure we're filling your pipeline using our system. So you can plug into our leads, which is easy, or you can just use our system, which will generate more leads from the efforts that you guys are already doing by plugging into the technology. So it's all about filling your CRM with leads, especially in this industry right now, where a lot of the traditional business referral sources have dried up because the traditional lending is not as robust as it has been. So definitely a lot of the successful loan officers have found lead generation sources. So very important, even more so now than ever. Now, how do we execute this? Obviously, we have a unique business model, as I mentioned, which is non-delegated correspondent. There's a lot of those out there, but we have it for a very specific reason. So we've built this model in all of the different types of models: FDIC bank, broker only, non-delegated, and delegated. And we found that non-delegated is the best because we can do everything. So we're approved with over 120 lenders and investors, which allows us to do both broker or correspondent loans for our borrowers. What's most important to us is our borrowers and getting them the best deal. So we have over 5,000 loan programs where we're the lender when we're correspondent with our 34 correspondent investors. That's always going to have the best rates and pricing because correspondent's always going to beat broker pricing when we're funding the loan with our own money, using our own attorneys to draw all the docs, taking all the risk that comes with that. Then if there's any reason where we cannot be the best deal or we don't have that specific program, we have over 110 other wholesale lenders for our specialty loans that we can't necessarily fund ourselves to get the best deals for our clients. Maybe it's something that doesn't quite fit, fix and flip types of loans, or other types of commercial deals that don't fit in the regular type of structure. So we want to make sure we have every loan program imaginable, whether that's the standard stuff, VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, non-QM, DSCR that we fund in-house with our own money, or if we have to partner with a wholesale brokered partner. We have commercial mixed use, CDFI, SBA, fix and flip, as I mentioned, anything and everything out there for our clients. We want to make sure we have the best outlet for it. And to top it all off, as I mentioned, we have AI integrated on every step. So our loan officer assistant, name is Calvin. He will help all of our team members navigate through these different business channels that we have. Next up, obviously, the technology. We're big on technology. That's how everything operates. We push everything through the system. Everybody instantly gets our lead generating website with AI built in, POS, CRM, LOS, everything you're about to see. I will show you more at the back end here. But basically, it's software that's built for us, by us. Everything you've seen, we've written every line of code for here. So what it really means for you: one login for you, one login for your customers. No longer do you have 200 different logins for different lenders and systems. our prospects, our customers can flow from just basics, name, email, phone, so pulling their own live rates instantly, completing their own 1003 instantly, pulling their own credit instantly, importing those credits and liabilities into Encompass-based platform instantly, all without you lifting a finger. So everything is integrated and instant. So you can also get our instant rate quotes from 5,000 loan programs and automated requotes. So once your customer gets their own quote or you send them a quote, they're going to get requoted every time the rates update as well with our automated system. And we do all of that with our APIs. So everything that you see is what you're probably used to. It's just a different way of doing it through an API where we still use Encompass. Not a lot of people like Encompass. No problem. You'll never have to log into Encompass. You can use our CRM and push your files through the Encompass system and use basically the front end. Same thing with Optimal Blue. You don't need an Optimal Blue login. You click a button, pulls up the same great pricing that you used to with Optimal Blue. Same thing with everything here. Account check has VOE, VOI. Appraisal Works has 5 different AMCs. Click of a button. No AMC logins needed. Everything there is just a click away. We also have our instant business cards and flyers. Again, you instantly get a website. You instantly get your business cards and flyers, all generated instantaneously. Update your picture anytime you want. You can capture leads from website users, no form required. Very tricky thing that we have set up where anybody, even if they don't fill out a form, we can grab their information and let you know if someone's been browsing your website. We also have our automated social media posting. Plug in, again, one time you plug in your social media, it's going to post every single day for you to generate new business from what you're already doing. And we have our AI built in. This step, the proprietary Calvin dual Oz, basically everybody has a dual Oz. It's typical, right? Fannie, Freddie side by side, but we add the AI on it to analyze and compare them together to see which one might be best for our customer. And to top it all off, we have our development staff in-house where we can do new features weekly. We do a new release every week to add new features that you guys request. And now the trainings and support. Through all the different models, we found that it's definitely lacking trainings and support. So we want to build something that is available remotely for our remote-based team. We're all remote here. So we want to be able to get you guys the information you need anytime, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, so you can jump into our remote learning center anytime or plug into our daily live trainings or watch any of our past daily live trainings. So plug into our classroom style anytime or check out our live podcast type trainings or watch the past ones. We do 5 days a week for live mortgage rates with new mortgage products. We do 5 days per week sales trainings for our team of MLOs. And we do 2 days per week deep dives into loan officer trainings on specific topics. We also have our Zoom support. So all of our team members in-house are in Zoom. So our processors can take over your screen, help you get unstuck whenever you are stuck there, all through Zoom face-to-face, but instantly online. And we have our knowledge center with thousands of articles. So not just from us, but our partners as well. With over 100 lenders and investor partners, they all have tips, tricks, guides, matrices, webinars, all kinds of different tools for us to get with the click of a button. And Calvin AI is built in here for compliance. So Calvin has all the federal regulations as well as most of the state regulations built in to give us some quick compliance guidance there. And the final category here, just some general things that don't necessarily fit in there, but we're still very passionate about. We have the ability to close DSCR business purpose for our investor clients in 44 total states. That allows our MLOs to expand their license footprint without necessarily having to get new licenses. We have unlimited leads at a 50-50 split. Kyle will show you all kinds of different ways those come in, but we want to make it very simple, 50-50 split. We'll go through the comp in a second. Automated lead generation at scale, basically set it and forget it, plug it in. Also, if you want to set up your own lead campaigns for paid leads, you can go ahead and do that. We'll show you how you can plug into our system. Or if you're already paying for leads, we'll show you how to import those with our webhook. You can also click a button anytime, refer deals to your team if you have a conflict of interest for 75 basis points. Maybe it's your spouse, maybe you're not licensed in that state. Click that button, get that deal over to someone who can do that and still earn on that deal with your client. We also have our instant payroll system available, which is pretty cool, and no monthly fees, something we're very passionate about. We've built all this technology from the ground up, so we don't have to charge you guys any fees. So there's no secret fees, no hidden fees. What you see is exactly what you get. And we also love to meet with all of our team members since we're remote-based at least once per year. We get everybody a free hotel room down here for our annual VIP retreat and yacht party here in Miami for everybody that closes loans with our team. So we want to make sure we see you all in Miami here at the end of the year. Now, if you guys drop off for any reason, we always have a replay video here. Go ahead and check that out. But let's get into the comp plans. So we've tried to simplify this as much as possible to make it streamlined for you guys. So we'll start here at the senior loan officer. This is the goal, to get everybody rocking and rolling as a non-delegated correspondent. They can also broker loans. Definitely take some skills to wear 2 hats here and get upgraded to senior loan officer. Once you're upgraded here, you're going to make 200 basis points on conventional non-QM, all the stuff we're used to. That's 2% commission for those familiar. And very simple 50-50 split. So if you take a company lead from wherever it comes from, no problem. You make 100 basis points or 1% commission on the conventional non-QM company leads there. So all of our senior loan officers obviously get everything we talked about. And to top it all off, they're able to originate both channels, broker and correspondent. They're able to receive referrals, not just leads, referrals, right? When your team member refers their spouse or their client that's in a state that they don't have, that comes with a team member that's going to help you on the loan, and a client that's ready, willing, and able. It's not really a lead. So those are the best deals. It comes with a teammate. Have access to all of our lead sources. So any of the regular leads that you want to plug into, obviously, have unlimited access because you'll be able to do all of our channels. And we obviously love to give as much back as we can. We want to build a system for you guys to scale up from. So once you're rocking and rolling, we'll give 25 basis points back as a monthly bonus for any volume over 2 million, and 50 basis points bonus for those rocking and rolling and have a monthly volume over 5 million. So we want to build a system for you guys to scale up. And if you guys are rocking and rolling, we want to give that back to you as much as we can. If you like to teach, you can become a team leader. Once you learn how to use 2 different business channels and learn how to use our systems, you can then teach others to use that, structure their loans, help them disclose their loans, all that great stuff, and earn 25 basis points from your team for helping put those deals together. So great opportunities to scale up even from there. Now everybody's going to start as a loan officer. We tried to simplify this for everybody that wants to start quickly. 150 basis points, what you start at, that's on conventional non-QM. That's 1.5%. And very simply, a 50-50 split if you're still on this plan, 75 basis points for company leads, and that's 0.75% commission. So this allows you to get started quickly and then test into the senior loan officer once you learn all of the different systems. So if you already know how to do loans, you can rock and roll as a loan officer, no problem. You can start brokering, no problem, with 110 plus lenders. You can get your free website that we already mentioned, the lead generating website, plug into our system, generate more leads from what you're already doing. You have the AI built in, our Calvin AI assistant at every step. Unlimited leads at a 50-50 split. Kyle will show you all the different ways those come in. And you can always click that button. Maybe it's a fix and flip loan. You don't know how to do a fix and flip loan yet. Maybe it's a spouse. Maybe you don't have a license. Click that button. Still earn a great commission, 75 basis points, working with a senior loan officer that's done it before. And we are licensed in 23 states for primary and second homes. That means you can originate in 21 additional states for business purpose DSCR, which we love to do. So we've tried to simplify these plans. We've made it so everybody can test in very quickly to get started as a loan officer and then test up to the senior loan officer by taking our different training courses. So go ahead and upgrade as soon as you're ready to wear both hats, correspondent and broker. It's definitely a different way to do business. So we hope you guys can get rocking and rolling. That's it for the comp plan. So Kyle, if you're ready, you can go ahead and show some behind the scenes how everything works.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right. Okay, so when you come on board, we'll do a full training on this, but just a couple highlights here of the back end. This is our CRM. Of course, you can take your notes and send your emails, send your texts. You can also have our AI assistant formulate your emails and texts for you. You can set reminder tasks, and you can put people on action plans, drip campaigns to automatically text them an email over time, all that kind of good stuff, right? Just like most other CRMs. But what really starts to set us apart here is our quoting system. So if you just enter a few pieces of information in here without needing to pull the client's credit or anything, within 2 minutes, you can kick them out a quote that looks like this, a nice pretty quote that shows them these are the rate options they have. They can scroll over these things to see what they mean. It pulls in the Google map automatically. It pulls in the Zestimate automatically, the proposed loan info, the monthly breakdown automatically of the taxes and insurance and the lender fees, as well as, of course, you here as the loan originator. And you can also add your realtor partners to this. So your realtor partners, they absolutely love this, because not only can you quote their clients within minutes when they refer you clients, but you can also attach them to the quote so they know what's going on, and you're keeping them right in front of their client's face saying, hey, we are your team here that's going to be pushing your deal across the finish line. Now, the best part about all this is that when your client is ready to move forward, they simply click Start Loan Application. Now, what that does is it takes them to their borrower portal here, where they can immediately start their loan application, upload the basic documents we're going to need. They can see their loan info here. They can see the milestone of where their loan is at, which of course is automatically updated as you go through the loan statuses on the back end, right? And they can communicate with you here and all that kind of good stuff. So they can right away come in here and start doing their application. Now, let's talk about what this looks like on your end. So I'm going to go here. This application has already been completed to 100%. That's why the green bar is all the way over here. But this is an example of somebody submits an application, right? And you can not only see the documents, but help them upload documents. You can request more documents, whether it's you or your processor. You can say, you know what, we need 12 months of bank statements, and request that. And then it's going to ask them for 12 months bank statements. You could even say, hey, you know what, I want to replace this whole thing because it's not going to be conventional. It's going to be a VA self-employed loan. Save those changes, and that's going to only ask them for the documents needed for a VA self-employed loan. So I don't know what documents we need for all these loan types, but the system knows the documents you need to request for all these different loan types. And then, of course, you can request signatures through here. So you can request a signature and have your client sign it right there in their portal on the back end on our site. We have the e-sign built in so that they don't have to leave the page. And then, of course, you can request custom documents as well. Now, once your client submits their application, they give authorization to pull credit, and we pull credit instantly and automatically. We pay for it on the front end. You don't have to pay for it up front. Your client doesn't have to pay for it, right? We go ahead and pay for it. So it's a seamless process of them. Once they fill out their application, now, when you click the Encompass API here, which Nick was talking about earlier, Encompass based, but you don't have to use the actual Encompass program necessarily. When you pull up your loan here, not only will the whole 1003 be imported into here, but the credit will already be pulled and imported, and the liabilities and everything's going to be in here automatically. So once you're in process of doing your loan, you can have our Calvin AI assist you to order, automatic VOE, VOI, VOA, run title feed quotes and request title and all these different things that are processor assisted. And of course, you're going to have a processor on the file as well, but these things are just the click of a button away. Now, once you're actually originating the loan, if we scroll down here, you'll notice underwriter conditions come right in here. So you'll get notifications from our system saying that you have XYZ conditions. You can come right here in the same page and you can either upload a document to fulfill the condition, you could dispute the condition and kick it back to the underwriter and with guidelines of why you're disputing it. So everything is here all in one system, right? This is how we can take somebody from name, email, phone number to communicating with them in the CRM, to quoting them in the CRM, to gathering their 1003, gathering their documents, pulling their credit, originating the loan in Encompass, fulfilling the underwriter conditions, everything from start to finish here in this one system, one login for you and one login for your client. So now let's talk about where these leads come from that we're getting, right? So first and foremost, the hottest, freshest leads are coming in from our Facebook campaign. So as Nick mentioned, Nick and I are from the ad agency world. So we're very big on online campaigns. Most of our ads are Facebook and Instagram and things like that. And what happens is as soon as we put an ad out there, as soon as somebody clicks on it, you get a text message to claim that lead instantly. Now, I took a little screenshot here just so you can see how leads come in here, where this is only over the course of 3 hours here for my test phone here, and you'll see all of the leads that are coming in, from national business purpose to just general leads to, you'll notice the team referral ones here, which are, again, like Nick said, somebody has a deal structured, ready to do, but maybe they just didn't have the license and couldn't do it. So this is just an example of your phone's going to be blowing up all day with different leads from different places. Those are those hot, fresh leads. So the second somebody clicks on that ad, you get the text, you click the text, you call them right away, and we're on the phone with the client within seconds of them clicking our ad and double opting in to be contacted. Now let's talk about the other ways that we provide you to work leads here in our system. We provide leads in our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer, just like any other auto dialer. You can call 300, 400, 500 people in a day. If they don't answer, you can press a button that automatically texts them and emails them on your behalf, and you can just go right on to the next call. So you can call 400 people in a day, dropping an instant automated text and email when they don't answer, and just run through hundreds of calls. And notice we have the leads loaded up in here for you. So not only do we have, DSCR leads and investor leads and purchase leads and all this kind of stuff, but we also even have cold call leads in here. We have realtor calls. So notice there's never going to be leads running out, right? You're always going to have leads to call here in the auto dialer. So that is another way that we provide you leads. Another way to work leads here in our system is that you can set up your own campaign. And so those same leads that we pay for and we give you on a split, you could pay for them yourself up front. So what we can do is copy our campaigns that we know work, right? Those same leads that we buy and give to you on a split. You can put your budget up. All we do is put your budget on that we copy that campaign, put your budget on it. Those leads go directly to you, and there is no lead split on those, right? So you're making a lot more money because you paid for your campaign up front. So this is not required or anything, but it's definitely a good idea to fill your pipeline even more, right? We're going to give you free leads all day at a 50-50 split, but you can boost your pipeline even more. And these leads do not have that 50-50 split on the back end, so that you earn more on the deals because you invested up front there. And then another way to work leads here in our system is that you can import leads. So we give you your custom webhook here. We have the instructions on how to use Zapier to use this. And essentially, leads that you get from other legitimate lead sources, you can bring in. So let's say you already buy leads from Zillow, right? You can use your webhook here that we give you to bring those leads in instantly and automatically. So as soon as that lead comes in, Zillow sends it right into your CRM. That way you can call them and quote them and all that kind of stuff, just like any other lead that we give you. So you can buy leads from other places and they still come into our system. They still send you a text message so you can click the lead and call them, and they're automatically already in your CRM and all that kind of good stuff. So you see, every way possible there is to work leads, we have that set up here for you in our system, whether it's the multiple ways that we provide you leads or leads that you might be purchasing already from any other lead source. That's totally fine as well. We'll bring them in instantly and automatically and streamline that process for you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here, and we will pass it over to Jose. So Jose is our sales manager, 28 years of being a loan officer and a realtor, and he is part of the support here, and we'll let him talk a little bit about how this all comes together to close loans and some of the support that we provide you as a loan officer at the Mortgage Calculator. So go ahead, Jose.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. So you've heard about the amazing technology, our own proprietary technology, and you've heard about the leads programs and all the leads that we provide to the team, both leads you purchase and leads that we provide to you. Now, it's only a matter of time that the deals are going to come in. You'll be receiving the email, a beautiful email that we like that says loan application submitted. Your borrower just submitted an application. You have 3 days to complete disclosure if it's a triggered file, right? So what do? Well, we definitely want you not to spin your wheels, right? Get traction right away and start closing those loans in 30 days or less. So we have different support for you. As Nick mentioned, we have the Knowledge Center, which is a digitized indexing of everything that we do here at the Mortgage Calculator, all our conforming loans, non-QM loans, all the different processes. We have compiled a series of articles and videos to assist you. So all you need to do is access the Knowledge Center, go to the search bar, put in the keyword, and in less than a second, you'll have all the different articles in the Knowledge Center that pertain to whatever it is you're researching. So for example, you're gonna disclose that first file. You want to make sure you're covering all the steps. Just go in there, put disclose or disclosure or disclosing, whatever brings up the maximum number of options for you. And you will see all the different articles that we have on that topic, so you can make sure that your file is in tip-top shape when it's going to be disclosed. So definitely Knowledge Center, very important to us when we formed this company, because we realized that most of the time something like that, where all the processes are covered so thoroughly, is not always readily available. So that was one of our main missions there. You also have the Zoom room, which was mentioned, that is staffed by in-house processors with many years experience, our own processors, our own staff during work hours, right? So rather than wait on an appointment from your team leader, which is the next support that I'm going to cover, you could just jump into the Zoom room, and usually you'll be taken care of fairly quickly. You may have to wait a couple minutes if there's somebody else in front of you in line, but you will be taken care of as best of their ability or pointed in the right direction, where then you could possibly have to go to your team leader for additional support if it's more complicated, like a loan structure. Because when you do get that email that says you have that loan application, you're told right then and there, book a meeting with your team leader as soon as possible to go over the loan structure. So everybody who is cleared to originate is assigned to a team leader. It's a mentorship program that we have. And then you'll meet with them to review the file structure. And then you will meet with them again when the file is ready to disclose. They will review your file. If it is a brokered file, wholesale, where we're the broker, they'll review it. And if everything is okay, give you the green light for you to go onto the lender's portal and get it disclosed. If it is a non-del file where we are the lender, then your team leader and you will review the file. And if everything is correct, then your file will be disclosed right then and there by your team leader. You'll get your opportunity to sign the 1003 as well. And then files get sent to the borrowers and we wait for them to sign. As soon as the borrower signs, right, that you get the alert that everybody signed, that file is then assigned to our intake processor. And that is another layer of support that we have. Intake gets that file, disclosed file, registers it to the portal of your choice that was decided when you discussed the whole file setup with the borrower, decided who you were going to submit that file to, which is the best option. You as the MLO decide that, not the borrower, but it comes upon your discussion of the loan with the borrower. Then that file is registered on the portal, and then it is submitted to underwriting as well by the intake processor. And then the file is assigned to an internal processor if it is a non-delegated file. If it is a brokered file, right, we don't complete intake on that brokered file, and you have the option of using a third-party processor or self-processing that file if you think you're up to it. We do give you that option on wholesale loans only, where we are the broker and not the lender. So that file gets assigned to a processor also at intake. That processor will be alerted when the conditional loan approval is received. They will update the conditions in the CRM, and you will start working on obtaining the documents necessary to clear those conditions. Once you have those documents, and obviously you'll work together with your processor to obtain those documents. And then once the documents are ready, the file gets resubmitted back to underwriting for the clear to close. Once we do get the clear to close, we have our closing manager, which will then work together with you and with the fulfillment attorneys that generate our packages and review our packages for compliance. And they will work on getting the CD out and then closing that file as soon as TRID allows. So many levels of and layers of support here at the mortgage calculator, including, remember, your team leaders, when they get that email that you received, that you have a new application, your team leaders have to review initially that email. They're going to do a quick review there on that file. We usually like them to do that within 2 hours of that email being received. They're doing a quick review of the file, also nudging you to remember to book the structure meeting with your team leader, because that structure meeting has to occur no more than 24 hours from the time that that loan application is received. Your team leader is required to meet with you to provide the guidance that you need in order to get your loan moving on the right foot as soon as possible. So many ways to get structure support here to get your loans going. This is the way that we were able to get one of our newly minted MLOs to close within 3 weeks, a very difficult profit and loss loan. She received a lead that through her lead campaign that she purchased from us. And that lead was a self-employed borrower who had been denied at another lender, not through us. She received that lead and met with me. And after we reviewed it, we realized that that could not be a full doc file, nor could it be a bank statement file. That had to be a profit and loss loan file. And she was thinking that she was just going to try a different way to do full doc or maybe bank statements, but definitely after we reviewed the income docs and we reviewed the bank statements, realized that we were not going to keep trying to put the square peg through the round hole like the prior lender did and got denied. We were going to use the guidelines and play the card that was dealt to us, and the right hand to play there was submitting the loan as a profit and loss loan. So the MLO received those instructions, dealt with her borrower, diligently obtained the docs needed for that loan submission, and in 3 weeks and a couple of days, we had closed that file. Also considering that file was difficult also because it had an appraisal transfer, and sometimes those are difficult to get all of the moving pieces in place to be able to transfer them, but we were also able to assist her with that. Closed it, and it was, I think, $1,056,000, which was her first deal, of which she made 1.5% of that. So that wasn't too shabby for her first deal, but I could definitely tell you it was only possible through all of the support that she received from the onset. Quickly received the support and quickly assisted her to close that file.
All right, great. Let's talk about the next steps here, and then we'll open it up to questions. So when you are ready to move forward, you're going to go to the mortgagecalculator.com/join. We'll put that link there in the chat. That is where we're at here. And you're just going to sign up here. You're going to enter your information. It's then going to take you to sign the compensation agreement. Now, you don't need to sign it right away. It's going to also email you a copy. So take your time, look it over. Once you do sign that initial agreement, that's what's going to kick off all of the next steps. We're going to reach out to get the info we need to sponsor your license, your ID documents, and all that kind of good stuff. So first step here, click apply, fill out your information, sign that initial agreement, and then we will go ahead and get you started. Now, with that being said, we will go ahead and let's go ahead and stop the recording, and then we will open it up to questions.